Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come on and do a channeled love reading for you today. So we're going to see what your person wants to say. You don't have to be a counterpart to listen to this reading, but oftentimes when I grab this deck, it's because I'm channeling counterpart energy. And let's just be honest, that seems to be what I channel all the time. But anyway, I felt really called to use this deck for a channeled love message. Hopefully my dogs are in my room right now, so hopefully they're not too much of a disturbance. Right now, one who's laying beside me is passed right out. So, but yeah, let's get into your reading. Channeled messages from your person. And I think that's all. Like, I'll just be looking at channeled messages from them. Maybe I'll be a little nosy about their energy. But this is just meant to help you connect with your person's higher self, to find out what their higher self wants you to know. On this very confusing journey. So let's get into it. Again, I hope you're doing well. We have divine timing. Meh. Meh. I shouldn't be mean to divine timing, but you could be feeling like that frustration. Let me just see what this says. Divine timing believes union will happen when it needs to. The universe is placing people, things, challenges, and more into your life when you can handle them. Belief that everything in life happens at exactly the right moment. I want to take action towards you. I want to talk to you, be with you, and to feel you. Please be patient, my love. I will come back in divine timing. So very strong message right off the get-go that this person will be back in divine timing. Which is actually a thing, We have naughty thoughts. This freaking card comes out all the time. So this person could be watching you, drooling over their phone. I don't know. But they could be watching you. They could be very sexually attracted to you. Well, hello there. How are you? We have Scorpio, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio. I'm sorry for accusing you of things you didn't even do. I'm so used to people hurting me. I assumed you were just trying to hurt me too. I should have treated you better. So there could have been some projection going on within this connection. The year 89 could be symbolic, or the age, Love doesn't have an age limit, I just heard. And we have dark night of the soul. My goodness, so your person could be going through a dark night of the soul. I'm fighting my demons and re-examining my actions. It is life-altering and also extremely painful at times. Oh, extremely painful. At times I fight against the changes, but I know it must happen for me to evolve. That's actually a good sign. Have your dark night of the soul, person. Have it. I don't know why I felt called to keep those two cards that jumped off the top of the deck, but I did. So they're just going to sit there for a minute until I'm done talking. We have desensitized, so you could be dealing with someone who's learned how to numb their own feelings. You could have been dealing with someone who learned, maybe they watched their parents do that as a child. Maybe this is someone who put off feeling the loss of you for as long as they could. They could have used, substances to try and not feel you. The other thing is childhood wounding. We can try to numb that. And I was talking in a reading the other day. I don't know if I've posted it yet. I will by the time I post this one. But I was talking about the fact that I spent my entire life numbing my wounding with, substances, with alcohol specifically. So it is something that people do. We have emotionally detached due to fear or unwanted behaviors, feeling numb and suppressing feelings through either drugs, alcohol, or some other addictive behavior, like, going out and partying, or I don't know what, gambling, video games, distraction, work. The pain of our separation is tearing me apart. I don't know how to handle my feelings and emotions. Instead of working through the pain, I use and take whatever helps me feel numb. So we're going to keep that one. Maybe your person has like an addiction to prescription pills, I'm hearing. We have Cancer. We have 35, 85 could be symbolic. Or when I say these, like August 5th or May 8th could be symbolic. April 5th, May 3rd could be symbolic. The year 1985 or the age 35 could be symbolic. I was always so hot and cold with you, and I know that was confusing. Our connection was too much for me to handle, and that was the only way I could deal with it. So it feels like you were dealing with some inconsistent behavior, some hot and cold energy. You know, 1 minute, look at that. We have Cancer and Aries. I feel like that's an important message for someone. I feel like someone's going to resonate with those two pairings. So again, August 2nd or February 8th could be symbolic, or the year 1982 or the age 82. Or it could be like a house number, you know, however that resonates to you. I was impulsive, irrational, and selfish. I pushed this connection to its breaking point. I'm sorry for causing so much conflict in our lives. So it feels like you could have been dealing with someone who pushed you away. The fact that we have Aries makes me think of the Emperor as well. All right, so let's see what your person wants to say here. Thank you. Thank you for that confirmation, Spirit. Childhood wounding. I was talking about it with the desensitize. And I did a reading this morning where I was talking about fragmentation of the soul and about how people can have overreactions to seemingly small problems, and it can be labeled as something that it's not. It can be labeled as, you know, I was specifically talking about a video I saw where, this is perfect. I was talking about a video that I saw where there was a woman who was, it was like a POV video, and she was making supper. And she was saying, making supper after I triggered my husband's childhood, I just spit, childhood post-traumatic stress, whatever it's called. I don't know the proper name right now. And I thought, and her whole thing is that she's helping other people to understand what it's like to be in a relationship with people who have childhood wounding and who have trauma from their childhood that affects them now. And I shouldn't have done it, but I was like, I'm going to go look at the comments. I'm going to go look at the comments, even though my intuition was like, don't do it, Kelly. I did it. And there were so many comments about, that just sounds like your husband is an abusive F. Like, you should just leave him. And her whole thing was she's trying to help others realize that this is something that happens, that people do have this, and that she has been able to support her husband through his own healing journey. And what had happened was he was going to make supper, and he went to grab something out of the freezer, and she said something to him about what he was grabbing. Like, are you sure you don't want to grab that other thing and make those? And he took it as a criticism, and he like had a reaction and had to go self-regulate by himself. And again, I know exactly what happened to him as someone who has fragmentation of the soul. He was triggered. Maybe he grew up with a parent that was overly critical. Anyway, it's not about making excuses for bad behavior either. It's about understanding that we're complicated human beings. And again, to other people, to people who are muggles, who don't understand this, and to people who don't, not even muggles, but people who don't understand healing, they can be very black and white and look at that and think, that guy's just an a-hole. Like, you deserve better. You should just leave him. He shouldn't be reacting that way. Well, do you know what he went through as a child? Do you know what he experienced? That's wounding, you know? And I have this book that I keep talking about, but it talks about where these wounds come from and how we overcompensate and undercompensate because of these wounds. And again, most of the things that most of the ways we protect ourselves are viewed in some sort of way by society. Anyway, I'm like, anyway. So, significant drama from past childhood wounding or from another connection. Irrational, unexplained fears checking out in certain situations. Yep. Like, I don't know, for years, if I heard, I still experience this because of my own trauma. If I hear raised voices, I immediately get scared because of my childhood. I remember when I started my healing journey, I was sitting up in my room, which was empty at the time because I was empty inside. And I was sitting over there in the corner and I heard raised voices and my heart started pounding. And I immediately went downstairs and I said, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" And I was like freaking out. They were laughing. The people downstairs were laughing. They weren't even yelling, but I had this weird reaction because of my childhood. We're complicated people. Anyway, overreacting to seemingly small problems. I'm working on my self-worth. For a long time, I deemed myself as someone who didn't deserve love and happiness. I was always angry with my life and pushed love away because I thought I didn't deserve it. And then we have inner child healing. Going inside to explore our authentic feelings and parts of us that may have been rejected and labeled as inappropriate or too much by others, especially our caregivers. So like I was told when I was young, constantly by my parents, that I was too much, that I was too emotional. I was undiagnosed autistic, which was part of the problem. And they didn't know that. But I was labeled as too much. And I was like, I can remember, I'm just going to let you in on all my childhood trauma here. I can remember getting like a booster or like an immunization or whatever it's called. And when you get one of those and it makes your arm hurt and you can't lift your arm, I was very upset about this because I didn't understand what was going on with my body. I was very young. I didn't understand that when I lifted my arm, I had all this pain. And, my parents were trying to get me to put my arm through the hole of the arm of my nightgown. And I was crying because it hurt. And I remember like being screamed at that I was a baby and that I was too much. And what did I learn to do when I was an adult? I learned to numb myself with alcohol. I learned that if I had feelings, it was too much. I shouldn't be feeling those feelings. If I have any kind of feelings, I should hide them from people because otherwise that person will think I'm too much. Like the way we were raised imprints on us and affects how we go throughout our entire lives. Like, anyway. And there's just so much information out there on social media that doesn't take that into account. Anyway, I have made and used excuses in order to control or sabotage our connection, but now I realize the only way to heal is to mend, acknowledge, and forgive my past. Anyway. Like I'm someone who was criticized as a child, and then that made me sensitive, hypersensitive to criticism and rejection. Also known as rejection sensitivity disorder, which some people with ADHD experience. So like perceived rejection. So like if I asked you, do you want to go for a coffee? And you told me, I'd love to, but I already have plans with this other friend. Even though you're not rejecting me, and you're probably saying, we could go for a coffee another time when I don't have plans, I would perceive that internally as a rejection. Like I would want to die inside. Like that's, anyway. And we have difficult differences. So you and this person could have difficult differences. Maybe you had different upbringings. Maybe there's an age difference, a cultural difference, a religious difference, a location difference. Differences of opinions, differences of opinions and ideas in love, differences in status, money, power, or culture. One is awakened when the other is unawakened. So that could have been the difficult difference, which a lot of feminines experience which is they heal and awaken, and then they come into contact again with their counterpart, or they try and make it work with their counterpart who's unawakened, and it doesn't work because you have that difference. Our differences drove us apart, and it angered me that you didn't understand where I was coming from. It still pains me that we can't come to an agreement even if we love each other. Like, you could have had difficult differences over, like, substance abuse. You could have had differences, like, ideas in love. Like, maybe you had differences in the ideas of love. Like, maybe you wanted marriage and they didn't. Anyway, take it as it resonates. Spirit, you just can't give me a break on these intense readings. Yeah. You know what I was going to say when I was talking about addictive behavior? I was specifically hearing someone who likes to have their ego stroked, and I almost said it. I should have just said it. Like someone who likes attention online, or who's addicted to going out and getting attention from other people because it strokes their ego. Anyway, charismatic Casanova, fear of commitment and being hurt, emotionally avoidant attachment style. Fond of many lovers, has many love affairs. I forgot to mention numbers. So we have 29. February 9th could be symbolic. February 9th is actually my sobriety anniversary. So that's interesting. Or September 2nd, we have February 3rd or March 2nd and 12. So January 2nd or February 1st could be symbolic. That was yesterday. Or the numbers 29, 23, 12, and 30. So March could be symbolic. I don't understand our connection and the way I feel when I'm with you. I'm not ready for whatever this is. It's coming in underneath the hot and cold one. I can't handle this right now. I'd rather not think about it. Yet at the same time, it's almost like they couldn't keep their distance at some times, like hot and cold, in and out. And we have gluttonous gossip, unable to control or has an overwhelming need to share false or misleading info. So this could be someone who was addicted to having their ego stroked. So maybe they shared false information about this connection. Maybe however they were treating you, that's what they told other people, that you were treating them that way in order to, for validation, warped validation anyway. Overindulging or overconsumption of personal narratives that may or may not be true. I'm an idiot. I spoke about our connection as if it was trivial. I didn't respect the sanctity of our connection. Instead of keeping things between you and me, I allowed others to interfere. And, this could have been someone who was talking to their friends about you very impulsively, gossiping about this. And maybe their friends said, you could do better, or blah, whatever they said. And maybe they impulsively pushed you away because of what their friends were telling them. Friends can sometimes be a blockage in counterpart connections. And we have ghosted. So they could have impulsively ghosted you after this gluttonous gossip. 16. Third party situation, as I'm talking about other people, could have been involved. That's interesting. So, main character or the side piece, another person got in the way of the relationship, could have been friends, could have been a family member, feeling betrayed and second-guessing self-worth. And look at what it came out with, self-love. So if there was third-party interference, there's a lesson in everything. I feel like the lesson, because it made you second-guess your self-worth, because this person put you in a third-party situation, whatever that third-party situation is, that was meant to help you realize your own self-worth and your own self-love. I know if there's a karmic involved or another person, I know it's difficult not to immediately jump to the mindset of, well, what's wrong with me? Why wasn't I good enough? Why wasn't I good enough to commit to? What is it about me? Like, what does that person have that I don't have? Maybe that other person, if there was another person, didn't trigger this person to heal. You know, maybe I feel like you triggered them to heal. You're triggering this fragmentation of the soul. Anyway, so it does, look, I made you feel inadequate because I chose something or someone else over you. I regret the pain I have caused you due to my selfishness and my physical needs. You didn't deserve being treated as an option. And then we have self-love, learning to forgive oneself and others, healing their inner child with shadow work. Oh, that's so interesting because it's coming in underneath inner child healing. Recognizing the triggers that have affected them from moving forward. I've been working on my self-worth and I am recognizing the issues that have been holding me back. I'm trying to heal myself by loving myself first. Again, maybe that third-party energy, their friends, whatever, the work that they prioritize didn't trigger their fragmentation of the soul here, which I think that you did. We have destiny on the bottom. You were destined to meet strong, unbreakable bond, passionate and strong love and strong desire, deep inner knowing of divine connection. So you have a deep inner knowing of this. You have a deep inner knowing here of what this is. Interesting. So I'm just going to get, I'm actually going to take this. I'm being told to take it. And then I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 more. Just 3 more, please, Spirit. We have Leo. We have winter. Oh, look, we're ending with dark night of the soul. So I feel like these dates, I feel like between these dates, your person is going through a dark night of the soul. Very interesting. September 8th or August 9th could be symbolic. March 3rd could be symbolic. 33. We have 81. So August 1st or January 8th. We have 5. So May could be symbolic. 98. We have regret. Yeah, I feel like this person is having an awakening between these dates. Afraid they made the wrong decision, feels troubled or remorseful over what happened, sees you happy while they're miserable and can't move on. July 5th or May 7th or 75. I think I made a mistake. I should have never let you go. I should have stayed and fought for our connection, but I was weak and fearful. Now I'm here mourning over the loss of you. And we have Leo. I was used to being the central focus of everyone's attention, but your magnetism outweighed mine, and I was insecure about that. 86. Did I already mention June 8th, August 6th could be symbolic? Take it as it resonates. And then we have Dark Night of the Soul on the bottom. So I feel like I made the connection between these two cards, Dark Night of the Soul, between February 7th and March 19th. So just for your information, if you were feeling like absolute crap during this time period, February 7th to March 19th, this person could be going through a dark night of the soul. That's actually interesting because maybe the 2-2 portal has something to do with this, because it was after I went through the February 2nd portal, the 2-2 portal years ago, I went through my dark night of the soul. It started at the end of February and like went well into March. So yeah, you could be, or your person could be going through a dark night of the soul around this time. Very interesting. I'm actually going to keep that card. And we'll get tarot now. Channeled messages. I think I'm going to use a deck that I feel I get a lot of intuitive messages from it. So that's the deck I'm going to use. We have the King of Pentacles. So this person could have been more focused on work. They could have had a fear of commitment. As I'm cutting open to the Page of Wands, they could have had a fear of commitment. Look at this. There could have been third-party interference that got in the way of you two. Look at this. We have these two little birdies. And then we have a red bird, a cardinal, sitting in between them, getting in the way of this connection. So take that as it resonates. Page of Wands can also be someone who, like, maybe they were unreliable. Maybe they had a fear of commitment with the King of Pentacles. We've got the 10 of Wands. They're about to hit their breaking point is what I'm hearing. This could be someone who has a lot of baggage from childhood. We have the 2 of Swords. It's decision time is what I'm hearing. They could have chose someone else over... Whoa. They could have chose someone else over you. We have the King of Swords. So I feel like there's clarity here. Anyway, they could have made the wrong decision here. They could have chose a karmic that needed to teach them a lesson, a karmic that was not triggering them to heal, but triggered them in some sort of other way. We have the King of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Seeing a lot of kings here. I don't know, that King of Wands and 2 of Wands, this person, maybe their approach to you was like not to prioritize this connection, I'm hearing. Maybe they were all focused on their... They could have been very like self-absorbed, I'm hearing. Anyway, could be dealing with a fire sign or an air sign or an earth sign. Look, I just saw 3 kings. And I don't know if you have 3 people in your energy, but when I start to see 3 kings like that, I get someone who's working on all their elements, because the Emperor, divine masculine, is made up of all the kings. We have the Queen of Wands on the bottom. So for some of you, there could have been third-party interference. And maybe it was meant... Look at the cardinal. What did I just say about that card? About the cardinal getting in between those 2 other birds. So for some of you, that's confirmation. You would know about that. This wouldn't be brand new news to you. But I feel like this... Maybe look up the spiritual significance of a cardinal. My iPad is dead right now. But I feel like this is you right now in Black Cat energy, you know, building your confidence. Maybe feel very connected to spirit right now. You could be doing something creatively. We have the 4 of Wands, so you could have an inner knowing about this. But look, there are those 2 little birds again and that cardinal. So I feel like something got in the way of this connection, whatever it was. Third-party interference. Doesn't have to be a person. So channeled messages from your person. What do they want to say? Channeled messages from your person. Okay. I can't. I will. We have the Hierophant. And, you know, some of you already know what I'm about to say with this card. This is someone who feels a soul contract with you. They felt commitment with you. They felt the energy of stability. They felt the energy of commitment. And for some of you, that scared the living shadows right out of them, is what I'm hearing. With the Hierophant, this is someone who sees commitment with you, higher level of commitment. But look at this card. I kept getting the message that maybe the third-party interference, work, another person, friends, didn't trigger this person's shadows the way you did. Because I see this as a divine feminine who has the ability and the spiritual energy, power to awaken this person's shadows. Like, I feel like this person, you awakened their devil energy. Very interesting energy, the Hierophant. So this person feels a spiritual contract with you, or a spiritual connection with you. They could look up to you as well if you've been healing for quite some time. The letter B could be symbolic. We have BB there. I may have to shut my door. So channeled messages from your person. This person has love for you, Ace of Cups. But maybe they sabotaged this love. Maybe they were afraid of it. Those to me look like, I don't know why, but I get the feeling that those could be piranhas. And maybe this person didn't feel safe, you know, being open to love. Maybe they were lacking self-love themselves. But this is someone who loves you. We have Taurus energy with the Hierophant. And we have the King of Pentacles. So this is someone who saw stability and long-term potential with you. But maybe they were lacking the self-love, you know. Maybe this is someone who's saying, I should have focused more on love and less on work, less on material things, less on surface level things. Let's get a few more channeled messages from your person. Oh my goodness. Look, you're their wish fulfillment, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups can also be a card that talks about the fact that this person could have had, you know, addictions. They could have drank a lot. Again, I'm hearing it, so I have to say it. But this is someone who sees you as their wish fulfillment. And look, 9-6, I always say counterparts. Whenever I do a counterpart reading, 9s and 6s come out together. This is someone who wants to compromise with you, I'm seeing. And again, this person could have made the wrong choice. Their intuition could have told them to choose you, and maybe they didn't. Again, I feel like you triggered this person's healing. And I feel like this person feels an unbreakable bond with you with the Lovers. They see you as their wish fulfillment. They see this as a divine connection, even if they don't understand what that means. When someone doesn't understand what that means, they say things like, I've never felt this way before. I've never had a hard time getting over someone like this before. You know, usually I could get over someone. And we have strength. And I was talking about how I feel like you orchestrated this person's transformation. We've got a snake there, we've got a frog, and I feel like you inspired this person to grow and change and evolve. I feel like you triggered their ego. It's also showing that this person feels this unbreakable bond with you, perhaps just like you feel an unbreakable bond with them. One more for channeled messages from this person. One more message from this person. We have the 3 of Cups in reverse. So that can be third-party interference, my friend. Whatever that is, you know, friendship, possibly with 3 of Cups. There were other things that got in the way of you and me being together, is what I'm hearing. 3 of Cups reversed. Gossip. Isolation, loneliness, solitude, imbalanced social life. So this person could have been like more, like the third party interference could have been their social life. They put more effort into socializing with others than with you. It does talk about that this could have been a short romance. Like you could have come together, triggered this person, typical twin flame, and then separated. It also shows possibly a third party interference coming in between you, like I said. So let's just look at how this person, that's channeled messages for you. I just want to look at their energy right now. That dropped on the floor. We have the Chariot. Oh, and we have the 8 of Cups. So this person feeling, this is such an interesting 8 of Cups. But this person is their current energy. They could have tried to move on from this. And I feel like they're realizing that they can't move on from it. What's really interesting about this cup is you usually see someone walking away. And in this deck, this person is actually returning to this cup that's been spilled. So it feels like your person is heavily reflecting, look at that Ace of Cups, on love that was spilled here. Yeah, hang on. I feel like your person could be going through, like with the dogs barking right now, they're just not stopping. So I shut the door, I'm going to keep going. But like there could be, this person is having a lot of mental conflict right now about this, about the spilled cup. The 8 of Cups is also an energy. They're being called to move into alignment with the Chariot. They're being called to move into alignment and to move away from whatever's no longer serving them. Like that third party situation, like their wounding. This is someone who's reflecting about childhood wounding with those cards coming out. Very interesting. So they're like looking at how this love was spilled, and they could have been giving you like less than you deserved is what I'm hearing. But there is forward movement here. Let's see how they're feeling about you. We have the Four of Pentacles, insecurity, so they're holding back. It's also the energy of not being able to energetically let go of someone. So they're lacking the confidence to come towards you right now is what this is saying. Interesting. Let's see their intentions towards you. I'm going to ask for one more. So for intentions, it looks like this person is intending to reflect about this with the Four of Cups. I'm actually feeling called to look at this. It's like this person, I feel like whatever conflict they're going through, you know, whatever situation they're in, they're quite unhappy. But, you know, for how they're feeling about you, they haven't been able to let you go here. Spirit's actually telling me to get one more on feelings. There's this they're in a very insecure mindset right now, this person. And I feel like that's why this dark night of the soul is coming for them, to kind of wake them up. Let's just get one more for how they're feeling about you. Five of Pentacles, left out in the cold, fear of rejection. That's exactly what I was feeling. So they could have rejected you, and that could be why they're conflicted about coming in. They're fearing rejection here, like their intentions. They're conflicted about what to do here because they fear you're going to reject them. They fear that they took you for granted. So they're not sure how you're going to respond. It's like their intentions are almost like, I'm hearing like sitting on a fence. Let's get one more for intentions. We have the Sun, clarity, never mind. So this person's intentions are to bring you clarity on the third party interference, on the conflict, on, you know, they want to bring you clarity about the fact that they took you for granted, that they weren't giving enough to this connection is what I'm hearing. The Sun, you know, shows they want to bring you clarity to this. The Hermit. So this is someone who, after reflection, wants to bring this clarity. And like I said, maybe they need that dark night of the soul in order to move ahead with this. Let's look at what action this person is planning on taking. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So they do intend to offer you something stable. The Ace of Pentacles can be like a heartfelt apology. It can be a proposal. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Remember, they're coming out as the King of Pentacles. So they do want to offer you what you deserve here. They want to offer you long-term stability. And it feels to me like you're not waiting for that offer, but it feels like they need to meet you where you are is what I'm hearing. They know you deserve stability. And sometimes the Queen of Pentacles can look like they're not even worried about that offer coming in. So it feels like they know they need to bring this offer to you. And Temperance talks about re-examining the priorities they've chosen. So it looks like this person wants to invest in this connection after reflecting heavily on their, look, Temperance, evaluating and re-examining the priorities they have chosen. Temperance can also talk about inconsistency. So this person wants to give you stability, not that inconsistent hot and cold energy. You could be an earth sign, you could be dealing with Sagittarius. Their actions, careful and considerate in love. So they're being very careful about how they're coming in here. They don't, again, I'm channeling their higher self. So their higher self is not going to let them come in until they can bring you this healing and clarity. Otherwise, it's just going to cause another argument, is what I'm hearing. What is your advice about this person? What is your advice? We have strength. Oh, my friend. We have the Emperor. So be confident. You know, work on your own masculine energy. So take action towards not this person, but the things you are feeling called to take action towards. You know, if it's building your own empire, if it's masculine energy, it's about knowing your worth, it's about confidence. Again, taking action towards things you've been putting off, perhaps. There is a reason you feel this strong bond with this person. And again, you're triggering, I said it, you're triggering this person to shed their skin here, to transform, to evolve, to be the phoenix, to become that divine masculine energy. And I feel like whatever you said to them that sparked this fire, that fire is still burning. I feel like this person is still going through that phoenix energy, that rebirth. And again, there's a reason you feel so strongly about this, because it looks like this is your divine masculine. Anyway, your advice, again, have confidence. Confidence is key, I'm hearing. Take action towards the things you want to be taking action towards, not this person. I just want to look up advice in this. The angel, no, that's not it. It's 11 in this deck. You have great strength and compassion. The kindness and understanding that you give to others is a blessed gift. However, it is equally important to show gentleness towards yourself. You may see aspects within you that cause you worry or impatience, but every person is a child of God, the universe, spirit, whatever you believe in. It is by balancing all aspects of yourself with love and mercy that you learn to exhibit those same qualities to people around you. You are far stronger than you may believe. The situation you find yourself in requires a very soft and sensitive approach. Archangel Ariel can help you stay strong and face any challenge. That's your advice. All right, so we're just going to get a few more channeled messages from this person. What deck do I want to use? What deck? This one. Took a minute. So the first cut said, I am not available. So maybe this person is unavailable until they have this dark night of the soul. We need space so that they can have their dark night of the soul. I am obsessed with you. So this person clearly feels strong attachment towards you. So having you as a blessing in my life, you are intoxicating. Oh my goodness. This connection is intense. Too many uncertainties, don't want to give false promises. And that's what I feel your person is right now. Like they need to have this awakening because right now there's too many uncertainties and they don't want to give false promises. I'm saving that card. I do not want you to see my vulnerability. I miss you so much. I'm in regret. I messed up everything. Anyway, and then no bottom of the deck. Interesting. So that's your reading, my friends. So I'm sending you and your person lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.